Good evening, folks. How is everyone? As always, you know you're my people. You know I love you. You know I always want you to be the big three. I want you healthy. I want you happy. I want you safe. But most of all, I do not want you drinking shitty beer. That's why we're here. That's why we have this vanity project. I'm trying to give a little bit back to the community. So, today we're going to take a look at... That's better. You can see my eyes, so you know I'm not lying to you. We are going to take a look at a beer that is local to me. This is from Kitsune Brewery, about a mile away. I'll tell the story after we do the beer, because there are people who like to just ditch out. If we don't do the beer immediately, I don't have time. All you have is time, fuckers. Slow down, relax, and breathe. Anyway, this is their desert-rain-agave-blonde. But they didn't have separate labels. Instead, what we're going to look at tonight is Desert Rain Agave Blonde with prickly pear. And I know you're doing the same thing I did. How many prickly pear beers have I done? And I was like, well, I've been grilling for about the last 3 hours, so I've had two. I'll tell you right now, this beer is freaking delicious. The brewmeister over at Kitsune, the guy that owns the joint, he and I have identical twin taste profile palates. He knows how to knock together a really, really solid beer. These guys are literally fighting North Mountain, who I will go to this week because they have, if it's still there, they have a fest beer they brought up, and they also brought up a Berliner Weiss in orange tangerine that looks super interesting. We'll see if I can get my hands on them. I'm making no promises, but I will try. This guy nails it, knocks it out of the park repeatedly. So, we broke out Luigi. We haven't seen Luigi in a while. I know it's Oktoberfest, but those damn Italians get everywhere. And the beer's been chilling in the brewmate with the ice puck. So it's going to be cold. There we go. All right. Still tasty. You know how it goes from here. 2 minutes, we crack it, we pour it, we shoot the temp, we get an SRM on it. If you don't want to be here, jump ahead 2 minutes. We're going to listen to Cliff Richard doing Devil Woman, which is a song from literally the 70s. This song might very well be 50 years old. But great tune, and been rolling around in my head all day, driving me insane. So, to knock the earworm out, we'll play it. You'll enjoy it. I'm telling you right now, you will, whether you like it or not. Anyway, here we go. Should be loud enough for you guys. 70s had great tunes, dudes. Always ransom.
Since the day I saw the cat at my door. So I came into you, sweet lady, answering your mystical call. Crystal ball on the table, showing the future, the past. Same cat with them evil eyes, and I knew it was a spicy cat.
That's 2 and 16. YouTube should be, oh, about as pissed off as they usually are, as they whine to me in copyright infringement, and yet I play it literally off their page every fucking time. Every fucking time. Mostly. Neither here nor there. So, let's get the specs on this particular beer, which means I put the specs on my damn eyes. I know she's running 7%. We'll tell that story after we finish with the beer, by the way. The IBUs are not available. Well, then, you're literally balls on a Christmas tree. Why are you here for anything other than decoration? No SRM either. There you go. This is the computer age where a 12-year-old could start World War IV by basically hacking into the government database and setting bombs off, but God forbid anybody should put information up on their beer pages. And that wasn't their beer page, that was Untapped, but Untapped can only work with what they have. I don't do beer reviews on Untapped. I get thrown off of those all the time anyway. She is a beautiful beer. That is a deep gold. I mean, orange right into deep gold. It ain't gonna take 10 of those. Probably ain't gonna take more than probably 7, maybe 6. Let's give her a 17. So we're gonna eyeball her as a 17 on the Lovibond scale. Oh, I am gonna leave it down low below the waist so that we can get the esters and the aroma, because we are classy like that. So, classy, holding by the stem so as not to warm the beer. All right, let's get all Biden up on this, see what's going on. It's a very nice nose. It's a very lightly fruited nose. There's still beer on the back end. If I had to break it down, I would say she is probably a lot of fruit on that nose, man. I would say it's probably about 60-40 beer to fruit. Smells delicious, do not get me wrong. Yeah, that's a little better. Too friggin' hot to wear a hat out. It's like 96 degrees out. Welcome to 7:30, 8 o'clock Phoenix in September. All right, you know what that means. We're going to slip her the tongue. It looks like she is going to lace well for us, so. And away we go. Very, very tasty beer. I forgot to shoot the temp, but we will do that right now. So a lot of times with prickly pear beers, what you wind up is way too much prickly pear, overly sweet, not particularly good. With this one, between the smokiness from the agave and the sweet from the prickly pear, we're shooting somewhere around 43, 44, or in foreigners, 8 or 7, or whatever the hell that says. So a lot of times with prickly pear, you just wind up with way too much prickly pear. Now, prickly pear is not an offensive flavor. It can be sticky and sweet. No, you can't have any beer. No, you cannot. Pima, who apparently thinks she might like this. We'll find out afterwards, actually. By the way, I'll give her a little saucer. Let us see if she's interested. So a lot of times with prickly pear, it becomes the majority of the flavor, and it really kind of burns it out. And then agave tends to be there was the big push for people to use agave instead of sugar. And personally, I'm a honey guy, but agave is not bad. It just doesn't work in my tea in the morning for me. I don't really use it for anything else. That being said, this guy, I believe his name is Kyle or Keith, the owner and brewmeister over at Kitsune, who hooked up with Wicked Rain out of the PNW, Pacific Northwest, came together with a really, really nice beer here. This is very tasty and enjoyable, well balanced, well crafted. That's the key. That balance comes from doing it right. IBUs on this are going to be sub 20 easy. There is virtually no bitterness on this. Between the agave and the prickly pear, you could have probably ran this as 40 IBU and you would have never known from all the sweetness over the top. Not that it's an overly sweet, sticky candy beer. It's not. It's just really, really well made. She's warmed up a couple of 2 to 3 degrees now. So when she comes in, beautiful beer. Soft palate, intradental, extradental, buccal, tongue, sublingual. Whole mouthful. She's a dirty girl, still taste her. She runs medium fast, so she comes in and she goes all the way back, fills everything up, hits the back. There's not a lot of flavor progression here. What you're getting is quite literally the mashup of the agave and the prickly pear on top of the blonde base. And it's really, really good. That's why I like this beer. I mean, you want me to give you a number on this? 5. This beer's a 5. I don't give 5s that often. Delicious beer. I like this. I hit Angus up earlier, but again, after. So, would I buy this beer again? It's seasonal. So, yes, if they do this again next year, I will buy it again and let you know if there's been a big shift. Right now, this is a delicious beer. Would I drink this beer again? Without a doubt. If you handed this, would I like to try this on tap? I really would. That also goes with the story that comes up next. And if you handed this to me out of the cooler, what would I say? I would say, thank you, but you know what? It looks like it needs a friend. I don't want it to get lonely. Do you have another one? That's how good this beer is. So, yeah, she's an easy 5, folks. Thanks for coming by, putting some eyeballs on here. You guys who want to ditch out because we're done with the beer, adios. We'll catch you on the next one. But thank you for coming by and spending some of your precious time with us. 3, 2, 1. All right. Okay, my friends. Thank you for sticking around, because you know you're my people, and I love you. And again, the rest of them don't want to listen to me flap my gums. Blabbity, blabbity, blabbity. Ooh. I have goldfish memory. I have short attention span. I can't take this well. Okay. Again, I'm just trying to keep you from drinking shitty beer. There's so much out there. But that being said, so I've had the growler in the refrigerator at work for like 3 or 4 days. I knew at some point I was going to stop off at a new brewery by me called Fire and Fury. So I have that Untapped app, and what it does is it updates you for who's got what on tap. Cool. So, you broke a new beer out. Cool. If it looks interesting, I want to go try it. Well, that one's on my way home. So I drop the mail when I leave, and this is half a mile away from the post office. So I was like, excellent. Throw the growler in the truck, throw the mail in the truck, we drop the mail. I go to the brewery, and I walk in with my growler, and the guy goes, we don't do growlers here. And I'm like, huh? Because, yeah, dude, I don't brew enough volume. We're still small, so I don't do growler fills. I'm like, okay, well, it's kind of a bummer. He goes, more than welcome to come sit down, and I'll give you tasters. And I'm like, dude, 23 years ago, 4 years ago, it was 1999. I got a Dewey in this town. I won't use like Scope and Drive because it pops positive for alcohol. Thanks, appreciate the offer, but sorry about that. Thanks, appreciate the offer, but yeah, I'm gonna pass. I said I'll just go down to Kitsune, and I did, and I'm glad I did. Don't get me wrong. But I roll a mile and a half down the road to Kitsune, and I'm like, walk in with my growler, and the kid behind the bar goes, "We don't fill anybody's growlers but our own." Okay, well, do you have any growlers? Nah, we're out of stock, but the boss says we don't fill anybody else's growlers. And I'm like, okay. Now, these are both relatively new startups, probably within the last 2 years or so. I've told you, I love Kitsune. They do great beer. I get it. When I was talking to the guy at Fire and Fury, because you know me, God forbid I should ever just walk in and out and not shoot the breeze with somebody. I was like, so you guys planning to expand out? Are you gonna, I want to buy a growler of beer because it's Friday and I want to go home and drink beer. And he's like, not in this environment, I'm not. Welcome to Biden's Wella. So, happy accidents do happen. There are no such thing as coincidences. It's so good, though. And it did wind up with me going down to Kitsune, where I couldn't buy beer on tap, but they do have it in cans. They can on the spot for you. And then they have a little cooler where they keep 4-packs. So these are $5 a piece, by the way. But that makes sense because that's more or less what you pay for when you sit down at the bar and order a pint of beer. And then I ran into an old friend of mine, hippie, break his balls all the time. That was the name I gave him, and he's not a hippie. But it was just like, he was breaking his balls one day, so he got the name Hippie. Hippie. Really, really good fella. And he came up to me. I didn't even see him sitting there. I was like, holy shit, what are you doing here? And we bullshit for like 10 minutes because we bullshit. But I just thought that was really, really odd that these breweries don't have the volume to fill growlers anymore. Or you have to use their growler. But they don't have any growlers in stock. Whatevs. So I did wind up buying both because the kid behind the bar recommended them. Both the agave blonde and then the prickly pear blonde. Prickly pear agave blonde. Both of which, excellent brews. So I will try to get my growler filled down at North Mountain because Candy put up a Marzen and a really interesting looking orange tangerine Berliner Weiss. And if you've been here before, you know I love me some Berliner Weiss. And that's kind of like my jam, man. So we shall see. That's what I got for you today, though. And yes, we went with the sumos in the ragtop drinking beer because Kitsune. Even though it's the first day of Oktoberfest. And we'll get some Oktoberfest up. Also, tomorrow's Sunday. Maybe I'll drive over to Total Mo and see what they got. Might have something interesting. You never know. They did start dropping the Oktoberfest early this year, which surprised the shit out of me. Because usually they don't drop until October, and I'm like, but you know that Oktoberfest is in September. Today being the 16th is the first day. It runs from the 16th to October 3rd, so you better get out there and start getting your schnitzel on. Not me? Thanks for coming by, fuckers. No, I love you. I'm not going to say it. Happy, healthy, safe, honorable, dutiful, vigilant. Head on a swivel. Got one of those texts today from from Brother Shawnee, because he's thinking shit's going sideways, especially with that false flag on the RFK Jr. assassination bullshit that just went up. Well, I've got double shoulder holsters, and the fuck walks around with 2 shoulder holsters? What is this, a 1980s television show? Head on a swivel. Gray man. Hot and Andy. Till then, my friends. Kampai. This isn't even a Jep beer, but it came from a Jep-inspired brewery, so Kampai.